Welcome back and thank you for joining me, Femida Kasim, on the special segment on Ramadan TV. It's called A Woman of Islam, and it's so amazing because what we're doing is we're trying to speak to different women out there and learning more about how they have embraced Ramadan and how they are operating during this time in their daily lives, how they're juggling the family life and the work life at the same time. Joining me today is Ayshegul. She is the director of the Women Platform of the Turquoise Harmony Institute. Ayshegul, earlier on you were speaking about the platform and more about the Harmony Institute and the social cohesion and the fact that we found it is a disconnect, a social disconnect. And people are actually contacting the organization now and they're asking about wanting to join others. And it's such a perfect timing now because it's Ramadan. Have those calls been phenomenal, or are you also going out there and making sure that it's happening?
Yes. You know, we have lots of registrations so far, and we have feedbacks as well. You know, people are so happy to make friends. Last night I got a message from a visiting family. You know, they were telling me that it's like they found another family in South Africa. So because, you know, you don't really go to people's houses, the people that you don't know much. So this is a different dimension. And the feedbacks that I have, you know, the messages, the WhatsApp messages that I have. So it is a success. I can see that. And after Ramadan, you know, we don't really want this to be once off. You know, go have dinner during iftar, during Ramadan with some people out there and forget about them. So we don't really want that. So we create opportunities outside the Ramadan to make these families come together. And what is interesting is mostly the visiting families invite the host family after Ramadan. And if it's a non-Muslim family, making sure that everything is halal on the table and preparing gifts for them, you know, according to cultural gifts, some, you know, souvenirs, something like that. And I think it's a very good way for Turkish families in South Africa get to know South Africa more. They feel like they're embraced. They're a part of South Africa. They belong. That's the other dimension of this project.
And tell me, how do you juggle? Because earlier you spoke about not really being at home for iftar. You actually have to take your family and you have to go to other people's homes. And how do you juggle all of this?
I told you earlier that I'm a simple person, even at home. You know, if you want me to tell things about myself, I will directly or automatically will tell you more about my work. The things, the projects that we've done. But at home, I have a very simplistic family. I have two boys, but helping me a lot. They help me with everything at home, setting the table, you know, even, you know, cutting the veggies for me. And my husband is so encouraging as well. So he doesn't really mind if I share the iftar table with him, because he is also busy. Sometimes he is outside, like distributing food in the disadvantaged areas. You know, many times we have to break our fast with the boys at home or at a friend's house. So both of us are busy. So he doesn't mind if I have to be at a function during iftar, an interfaith iftar at a mosque, or sometimes even at a church. So he doesn't mind. And of course, equally, I also tolerate him being around, because we know each other and we know what we do, and we know what our institutions, you know, Turquoise Harmony Institute, he's the General Director for Time to Care Solidarity Foundation. So both of us are aware of that whatever we do outside the home is for the sake of Allah and for the good of community. So then it's easy to tolerate. And I am the only woman in the family. You know, it's all boys, it's all men. But Ramadan is special for the family. it's important to sit around the same table for iftar.
Yes.
But also there are people in need outside there. Yeah. So we have to tolerate our family members if they have things to do outside, the people in need outside. So we don't have to be selfish.
Yes,
because Ramadan is a time, okay, it's a right time to connect with the family also. But outside, Ramadan is a good means to make people come together.
And
because
giving.
It's a month of sharing. So we have to share the simplest way. Okay, lots of people share their wealth. We have to pay our zakah. But it's the correct time to share our knowledge, to share our affection, to share our views sometimes.
Yes.
Or to have an iftar dinner with a stranger, or like we had a big dialogue interfaith iftar dinner on the 9th of April in the Nizamiya Masjid. So I had to be there and sitting around the same table with a Hindu family, with an African lady, with 2 white ladies, and with my 3 Muslim sisters.
Yes.
There was amazing conversations. I had to be there. It was my organization, but it wasn't work because it was Ramadan. It was the time to make new friends and to make people see that Islam is not a religion of violence, but it's a religion of embracing others, respect, and peace.
And do you find with these social events and the iftar dinners, do you find that there are people that are actually wanting to embrace Islam after joining your organization for the dinners?
Our aim is not really making people convert.
Yes.
Because it's not in our hands, it's in Allah's hands. And sometimes if you give that image or intention, if the person in front of you understands that intention, he or she will directly get away from there.
Okay.
Because people are not there to change. They are there to break the barriers with the people sitting around the same table. They are there to learn more about it. Yeah, and everyone is aware of that distorted image of Islam in the media channels. In Europe, there's lots of Islamophobia. They put Islam in the same scale as terrorist attacks. Most of the people believe Islam is a religion of violence, which is not true at all.
Yes.
So even breaking that image in people's minds is something for us.
That's very true, very true. I'm very proud of the work that you're doing, and it's very inspiring. And even you, as a woman that's just giving all to the community, giving all to South Africa, your days in Ramadan being spent with other families, improving people's lives. It makes so much of difference, and it's so much that I can learn from you. And I'm sure, inshallah, our viewers will also be able to connect with what you've been saying, and also, look at how they have been spending their Ramadan, going forward, and what they can also give off, in the next Ramadans to come, and how they can also, explore humanitarian work that you've also been doing. You're very, very strong, and the support structure from your family. It's amazing to hear this. And tell me, before we end the show, I just wanted to find out, in terms of after Ramadan, what sort of empowerment programs will you be having for women?
For women, we are currently, actually we didn't stop at Ramadan, but we, as Turquoise Harmony Institute, developed a language, English conversation classes for refugee women in South Africa.
Yes.
We started in 2019. We offer language and adaptation classes. It's a 14-week plan. So we teach English to refugee women in South Africa, so that they can stand confidently on their own feet.
And do you charge for this?
No, it's free of charge.
Yes.
And one of our advisor board members, Jill Fennick, with her, I'm an English teacher in profession. As a second language, as a foreign language. I taught many years in Turkey. I taught English there. So we sat together and developed a plan, meeting their conversational needs. We don't really do am, is, are, past perfect and present tense and future tense, but we focus on their daily conversational needs in terms of language. Conversations, yes. The simple things like greeting, and not only English, but different greetings in South Africa, the ways of living in South Africa, how to go to doctor in South Africa, and making an appointment with the doctor, telling the doctor about the woman problems or the child problems. So putting their children in school, talking to a teacher, shopping, lots of things, expressing emotions, asking for the directions. So those kind of things. It is fun.
And cooking lessons you also have.
Cooking lessons also. Yes. So it is fun. And after Ramadan, we are going to carry on. But during lockdown, we developed those lessons into a WhatsApp format. So outside Johannesburg, we have other classes also that we teach on WhatsApp. And cooking classes, of course, we had to stop in Ramadan, unfortunately.
Yes,
but it's not cooking lessons. It's not we teach people how to cook.
Okay.
But we choose a Turkish dish every month. It is the first Saturday of each month, no matter what. So we invite our friends. We showcase 1, 2, or 3 Turkish dish. And again, it is the purpose of our institute is women empowerment and making different communities come together. So it is our only woman-only activity. So different women comes, enjoy the food. We sit around the same table, eating the food that is cooked in the kitchen, whatever it is on that day.
Alhamdulillah.
We laugh, we play games. And it's such a
it's that unity and that improvement also with socializing and getting to meet with other women and learning about each other, and from learning from other women, we actually empower ourselves. Ayshegul, thank you so much for joining us today on Ramadan TV. Ayshegul is the director for the Women Platform of the Turquoise Harmony Institute, and alhamdulillah, today we've learned a lot from Ayshegul, how she balances herself during Ramadan. She's hardly at home. I think she mentioned that she was only home once for Ramadan, and she goes out and sacrifices her time with her family, with her sons and her husband, to go and teach people about connecting and about humanitarian work and giving herself and her family's time to others out there. So inshallah, there's a lot that we can learn from you, my sister. Thank you for joining us. And to our viewers, thank you so much for joining us here on Ramadan TV. Assalamu alaikum and have a blessed day.